Hello, valued viewers. Welcome to Dirt Rally. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of gameplay as well as a little bit of a review at the end. I'll let you know what I'm using today. I'm using HTC Vive. The game was made for Oculus Rift, but using Revive you can get it going with an HTC Vive pretty easily. And basically it's really simple to get into Revive as long as you've actually used Revive before. And then I'm also using the Logitech G920 steering wheel with the 8-shifter attachment as well. Getting the steering wheel to work as well as the VR to work all at the same time is a little shaky. Sometimes there's a couple problems. You know, either the steering wheel doesn't work or the VR doesn't work, but after 2 or 3 tries of booting the game, you eventually get them both to work. And then the steering wheel doesn't always exactly, all the controls aren't always set up. Every once in a while I have to go in and manually set all the gears, and my pedals will be backwards. Some of them will be, like the throttle is all the way open unless I hit the pedal, then it lets off, so it's like backwards. That's a pretty easy fix though too. So whenever I start the game, I just always go in and check my settings to make sure everything's right, so it's not that big of a deal. Force feedback feels pretty real with the default settings. There's using the Steam Workshop, you can download any preset you want for your settings. Every once in a while it deletes those for me, so I don't bother with those anymore. But people will put on settings for certain cars and stuff like that. And speaking of settings, there are a lot of settings for this game, from graphics to individual settings on each car. Before the race, you can set the suspension and the brakes, you know, whether you're heavily focused on the front brakes or the rear brakes. There's a lot of settings in this game, and there's a lot of freedom in this game that you can do. So without further ado, let me hop right in to, and I'll hop into an event right now. Rally is kind of just driving by yourself, and it's kind of like a time trial. Hill climb I haven't done yet, but Rallycross is where you actually have other people with you racing, and I'll show some footage of both of those. I have an event in progress, but I'm going to start a new one actually. I'm going to start in Greece with one stage. I'm going to put the difficulty on Clubman. They go from open to Clubman to professional to elite to master. It's really hard to drive and do good to begin with, so I keep myself on a lower difficulty. And we can pick what cars we want. I have done a couple with 2000s cars, like I used a Subaru Impreza once, and it's just too powerful. You kind of have to, in career mode it starts you in the 1960s and you have to work your way up, which is good because then you slowly get accustomed to faster cars. So I'm going to pick a 1960s one. There's 2 front-wheel drive options and 1 rear-wheel drive options. They're drastically different, as you'd expect. The rear-wheel drive gives you plenty of oversteer, and the front-wheel drive kind of gets rid of that, but if you slam on the brakes too hard, your back end does kick out. We'll just go with any regular livery. So that's what the track looks like. There's the direction arrow. It's going to be 7,000 meters. I probably won't talk a whole lot during the race because you have to pay attention to the co-driver. He is very helpful, but one complaint that I have about him is that his voice is kind of easy to tone out, so halfway through the race I'll forget to pay attention to him and end up just paying attention to the race, and I won't know what's coming up. So it's very important to stay focused on him, and I kind of wish they had somebody who was easier to pay attention to. And you can set up the vehicle, you can change everything from suspension to gearing to brakes. I usually don't ever touch any of this, but you can set presets and whatnot. Event information is just the same thing as the loading screen. Standings is that page that came up, and then shakedown is really nice because it gives you a feel for how the first little bit of the track is. So I'm going to do one of those. And you can do up to 10 before a race, at least in free mode.
5,
So here's what the what being in a car
2,
looks like in VR.
1. Into left 4 long. Into caution, right 2 long, keep mid, 170. Caution jump, right 5 tight, don't cut. Left 6. Into left 6 long, 80 over bump. Right 6. Into left 6. Into right 5 tight, don't cut. Caution left 2 narrows and slippy, keep mid. Into left 660,
This is an example of one of those times where I completely forget to pay attention to the co-driving.
Crest, right 6 tight to 5 narrows. Left 3 long, 60.
I'm going to retry that. One thing that they did catch on Realism, which is really good, is if you put the clutch or let the clutch out before you get your gear shifter into gear, it'll pop you out and pretend as if you grinded a gear. So that's really good on Realism. I'm going to retry this.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Caution left 4 long, keep mid. Into right 5 half long, don't cut, keep right on the crest. Into left 4 long. Into caution, right 2 long, keep mid, 170. Caution jump, right 5 tight, don't cut. Left 6. Into left 6 long, 80 over bump. Right 6. Into left 6, into right 5 tight, don't cut, caution left 2 narrows, and slippy, keep mid.
Rolling your vehicle sucks.
Into left 660, crest jump, and keep left over crest. Caution crest, right 6 tights to 5 narrows, left 3 long, 60.
So as far as field of view goes, when I'm sitting in my actual car,
go.
I'll explain this part
Caution
later.
left 4 long, keep mid. Into right 5 half long, don't cut, keep right on the crest. Into left 4 long. Into caution right 2 long, keep mid, 170. Caution jump, right 5 tight, don't cut. Left 6. Into left 6 long, 80 over bump. Right 6. Into left 6. Into right 5 tight, don't cut. Caution left 2 narrows and slippy, keep mid. Into left 660, crest jump. And keep left over crest. Caution crest, right 6 tights to 5 narrows. Left 3 long, 60. Crest jump maybe. Right 3 long, 60. Left 2 continues for 80 past lay-by. Into right 6. Into crest jump maybe 60. Keep left over crest. Right 6 long. Into left 6. And right 2 half long, don't cut. Left 3 long, keep right over crest, 80. Right 6 over small crest. Into left 4. 80. Left 6, 80 over small crest. Left 6, 80. Right 2 long, don't cut. 150. Caution, keep right over crest. Jump maybe past junction. Left 4 half long, don't cut. Into small crest and bump. Into left 5 half long and right 6. Into left 6 over bump narrow, stay mid 60. Left 6 half long and right 5 don't cut. Into left 5 half long. Into right 5 half long, 80. Keep left over crest and right 1 long.
Right 1.
Left 6. Left 4 half long, 60 over crest jump maybe. Left 6 and right 1 long, crest. Left 5, right 4 through dip, don't cut. Left 6 continues for 80, tights 5, 60. right 2 half long, and right 6, left 6, 130, keep right past junction over bump narrows 100, right 6, caution slowing 60 over crest, right 4 don't cut, and left 5 long past junction, right 6, and left 6. Caution 100, keep left over crest. Right 4 long, don't cut. Into caution, left 6 crest, jump maybe. Left 6, keep in. Right 6, left 6, and left 4 half long. Right 5, don't cut 100. Left 1 long, tightens and narrows 60. Right 6, 60. Left 6, 60, left 6 into caution, bump narrows, left 6, right 6 continues for 80, tightens 5, and continues into left 3 long, and right 6, into keep left over small crest, 60, keep right over crest, and caution left 6, into right 1, continues for 100, 80, right 4 narrows, left 5 half long, 80 crest, right 6 long, into left 6, and right 6 long, into turn left 1.
God, I hate left 1.
Into left 4 continues for 80 crest.
That's not gonna take my headlights out.
Right 1 long, 80. Left 5, don't cut.
It gets really dark
right
when you don't have headlights.
80 over crest. Right 6, into left 3. And right 4 half long. And left 5. And right 6, 60, keep left over crest. 120 to finish.
So now we can do a rallycross. I liked Sweden, doesn't matter.
Use the Joker lap to your advantage. You only need to take it once. If you miss it, you'll get a time penalty.
What he said. Oh great, this is a right-hand drive car. And this, I believe, yes, this is a sequential transmission one. So I'm not using the clutch or the shifter. Slides right in. I try not to hit people, but it's very hard not to in this game. That did not work out. Looks like I'm taking the Joker lap.
The car behind is taking the
So
Joker
is
now.
everyone else.
You've only dropped one position while taking the Joker, but they have already taken theirs.
If you want to talk about graphics, I have the settings on high right now, and apparently there's a really good reflection setting because it's very faint and I can only see it at certain angles, but in the windshield I can see the reflection of my dashboard. It's actually kind of annoying. That that's actually pretty similar to what would have happened in real life if I would have accidentally shifted into first, because the wheels would lock up, and when the wheels lock up on a front-wheel drive car, you keep going forward. So that was very similar to what would actually happen. No, I'm not taking the Joker lap. I did it again. So in career mode, you can do the championships, which I have only done, apparently, oh yeah, 4 out of 6. I've only done 4 races. One thing with this game is that you can't really do more than 3 races in a sitting. I'm getting better with motion sickness, but when I first started playing this, I could do about 1 race and I would feel like crap. The other thing is that it's very computationally heavy on the graphics card, so the room heats up, so it gets very, very hot when I'm playing Dirt Rally, whereas other games aren't terrible. So that's what Championship is. It's just the same thing that I've been doing, but you get money for it. So there's some gameplay of Dirt Rally. You're probably here to see whether or not Dirt Rally is worth it. In my opinion, I would say get it on sale. $60 is a lot to pay for this. When I bought it, it was probably $30. And the other question is, Dirt 4 is out now, so is it worth it to get to that? And I would say if you're not looking for VR, Dirt Rally is more rally focused. Dirt 4 is, I haven't played it, but I would assume it's more racing focused, like kind of like Rallycross is, but it's a little bit more arcadey. Dirt Rally seems a little bit more like a simulation. They're both $60 right now, and I would say if you're looking to play a VR racing game with the steering wheel, I would say go for Dirt Rally, but I wouldn't pay the full 60 for it. I would probably go for about 30 if you can find it on a Steam sale or something like that.